so you said you have news.
I do have news.
Is it good news? What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to some more good old Ferrari FF content. I don't know why I'm acting like that's a good thing because last video we realized the car broke and probably broke very badly and it's probably gonna cost us a ton of money. But what do you know? Corey already has an update and he said, guys, come by, I have some news for you.
Yeah, I was gonna say the exact same thing. We do not know what lies ahead of us when we get to the shop.
So it's either gonna be really good news or really bad news. It could be, yo, your PTU failed and it's 45,000 bucks for a new one installed, or somehow it wasn't the PTU failing and it was some other thing that dumped oil all over the...
Anything up there is probably expensive on a Ferrari FF.
Yeah, so let's go see what we're in for. Let's go meet up with Corey and see how bad the damage is. All right, just made it inside Corsa where the Ferrari FF should be right back there. Oh boy, up on the lift. Hello, Corey, meet the vlog, vlog meet Corey.
Hey,
good to see you. So you said you have news.
I do have news.
Is it good news?
It's actually very good news.
Very good news.
Very good news, yes.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, so
do explain more.
Your four-wheel drive, the feed line that comes off the reservoir is dry rotted. Whoa. So basically it's just dumping all the fluid out. You can see it up there.
Oh yeah.
And that's what's causing it. That's your big leak.
No way.
Yeah.
So it's not that the PTU internally failed and grenaded itself.
No, yeah, we don't have to pull the PTU unit off. We don't have to do any of that. So.
What? Wow. Okay, that's the best news I've heard in a really long time.
Yeah.
Wow, look at all this underneath here with once you take the panels off.
Yeah.
Well, do you see anything else aside from that, good or bad, or how does 81,000 miles look on this car?
You know, it's not bad. Definitely you can tell that it did go through some salt, but other than that, it's fairly good shape.
All right,
you know,
good.
81,000 miles. Usually the belly pans are destroyed, ripped off. These are just, they're okay. You know, they're not too bad. Got a little scrapes here and there, but not like
okay. And a whole bunch of transmission fluid everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
We probably made a mess in here.
You can
Oops.
see, like, up there, that's pretty much all the fluid.
Oh. How much does it hold? Do you know?
It holds about 2 quarts.
Yep. So
yeah,
it definitely leaked all that out.
Yeah. So it's got 2 different fluids. It's got your traditional like gear oil, and then it also uses it's called CHF 111. It's a hydraulic fluid, basically for the clutches.
Like the ABC fluid, the green stuff,
exactly.
in the Mercedes Benz.
You guys are used to it. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, how hard is that one hose to get to?
Not hard at all. I mean, I'm just gonna pull this off, pull the whole line out. The reservoir is just right up here, and I just replace the line.
No way.
Fill it up, bleed it, and back on the road.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, wow.
Christian, we dodged the biggest bullet ever. I thought for sure when we brought it to you, like it was PTU, and I was looking at $45,000 bills and
no.
that, and then the couple other things that we bought the car with, knowing, you know, the evap leak. Right. I guess you didn't look into that yet.
I haven't had a chance to look at the evap leak.
Okay.
Obviously, I wanted to check this out first because this would.
For sure.
Know.
But you said most likely it's either charcoal canister or the filler neck.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, that shouldn't be too bad. And if this isn't bad, then we'll be out pretty scot-free for what it could have been. Yeah. Okay, well that's great news. Thanks for explaining it. And good job, Ferrari FF. See, good job, buddy.
We'll be back on the road.
Wow, awesome news. Okay, well thanks, and we'll catch you when that check engine light's gone for whatever that is, and then the oil change. Yeah, easy. Yeah. All right, we'll be back on the road. Sweet. All right, thanks for the update. See you guys in a few days. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Day 2 of the Ferrari FF repair. And guess what? We have more good news because I'm back in the Ferrari FF and it's done. Yes, in one day, Corey fixed it. So like we said in the beginning of this video, he went through the car and found that no, our PTU front transmission was not the culprit. Instead, it was a line leading to the transmission that just started to dry rot, and it eventually blew and leaked out all the fluid, and that's what created the huge oil mess below our car when we, pulled it out the other day. So I have the receipt here. We can go through exactly what he did, and I have some more pictures. So I'll insert a couple more pictures of that dry rotted hose. As you can see, it was on life support. I don't know how it was hanging in there. So of course, just our luck, 20 miles after buying the cheapest, highest mileage Ferrari FF in the world, it breaks and has us really, really scared it was the PTU. Like, again, I was darn near 100% sure it was the front transmission, and I was very mentally prepared to have a $40,000 bill to replace the transmission with a new one. So when he said he had good news and it was just a line, that was like music to my ears. This is probably the biggest bullet we've ever dodged. So I guess we're having good luck with the FF so far. I can't get over the Starry Night headliner. The Alcantara insert, it completely solved our drooping headliner issue. We kept the leather headliner in case we ever want to revert it to stock, but until then, I mean, this is so cool. And again, it's all the lights are on here and it still looks this good. I love the night shots though, that's when it really comes to life. But this car is holding up so well. And yeah, so anyway, how much did it cost to fix our PTU issue? Well, let's go through the list. Customer states leaking fluid from the front transmission, PTU feed line was leaking, removed damaged line, replaced it with new clamps, bled the system, test drove the vehicle, you know, refilled it all with the fancy fluid, good to go. That was $300. That's it. 300 bucks to solve our $45,000 potential issue. And yeah, he did an oil change while he was in there. It's got expensive 1060 weight, you know, Castrol oil. So just the oil was $190, and then, you know, just an hour of labor to do the change. So other than that, he just has to tackle the evap leak, but he did the diagnosis on that and he found that it was the filler neck has a crack in it. So he's gonna get one of those, and then when it comes, we're gonna take the car back into him after maybe it's done being wrapped. It'll go back to him when he gets the new part, and then that'll solve the check engine light. And then we should be 100% in business with this car for very cheap. So wow, what a lifesaver. $300, $300. Oh man, FF, I love you. Good FF. See what happens when you wash your car and you spend 5 hours detailing it and cleaning out the interior and upgrading the headliner and saying nice things to it. You know, it treats you right in return. So thank you, Ferrari FF. My bank account really, really appreciates that. How nice of you. And also, one more thing, you know, for those of you who stayed to the end of this vlog, I have some other good news. While Corey had all those under trays off, he's like, I remember you guys mentioned something about wiring open the valves in your first vlog. Like, do you want me to do it? The mufflers are right here. I could just wire them open real quick. And we're like, yes, absolutely. That would be great. So for free, he threw in, you know, wiring open the valves, and it sounds pretty wicked. I was just driving it, so it's gonna be a warm start, but I'll give you a few revs and you can hear the distinct difference between the stock system, which has this valve that comes in and absolutely kills the sound. It just quiets it down so quickly, and it's weird. When you rev it, it's almost like the valve doesn't have enough time to catch up with the engine because it revs so fast that the valve like stays closed, and then when the revs come back down, it like tries to open and close, and like it's not a clean sound when you rev it. All you hear is like the vacuum actuators like closing and opening the flap, and it just tries to come in there and kill the nice high revving sound. So with it wired open, it's just gonna be clean revs the whole time. So it's good, it should, keyword, sound a lot better. I haven't done a rev yet. So let's go ahead and set up the camera back there and give you some nice V12, nearly muffler delete sounds, because with it wired open, it should basically bypass the mufflers and take a much more efficient, less restrictive route. Okay, new wired open exhaust sound. Dang it, doesn't let you start it. Forgot the battery tender has to be on. Let's try that again.
Good.
Yeah, not bad, way better. Obviously, we still have the front cats and the H pipe and stuff. We can go in, throw in an X pipe, throw in high flow cats, and throw in rear boxes if we really want to make it crazy. But what do you guys think? Comment down below what you think of this sound, and should we make it louder? This is a very good balance. It's really, when you drive on the road, it's not loud at all. So I wouldn't mind going louder from here, but it's definitely a nice step up and it sounds way cleaner. So. Oh, yeah. Nice.
Whenever you feel like you're about to sink,